Hello everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Shivani Tay. I am a psychic medium and paranormal educator, and today I am going to do a paranormal Q&A with 31 questions, maybe just 15, make this into a two-part video maybe. I'm not sure yet. Let's see how it goes, and maybe I'll do all 31 questions. We'll just jump right into it, and I'll answer all these questions, and hopefully they answer a lot of you guys' burning questions, and we'll just see how it goes. Okay, question number one. Are shadow people dangerous? And I will have to say, yes, they are dangerous because they are very much always entities or something malevolent or dangerous or evil. So, yes, I would say shadow people are dangerous. Be aware of them. Be careful if you ever come in contact with them. Maybe you will need a house blessing. If you ever come in contact with them in your home. But yes, I will say shadow people are dangerous. Question number two. Can a ghost follow you from place to place? And again, yes, they can follow you from place to place. They can attach themselves to you, object that's on you. They can attach to you. You can become a haunted content, they can attach themselves to you. That's called an attachment, and they will work their way up to possession. It goes attachment, oppression, possession, and just be very, very careful. If this ever happens to you, you will probably need an exorcism or a blessing of some kind to get rid of the entity that's attached to you. But more times than not, a ghost is probably someone that's related to you or known you in life that just needs to get their message across. So just be careful when dealing with ghosts that follow you. Question three: can ghosts hurt people? Yes, they can, depending on how powerful they are. They can hurt you if they have the ability to pick up objects and throw them like a poltergeist. That poltergeist will be able to hurt you, and a lot of times a poltergeist is just a lot of negative energy built up and able to throw objects around. And that's when a house blessing is really necessary, or a house exorcism, or anything of that nature. Then that's when you get help if you ever come in contact with a poltergeist. And a poltergeist isn't a ghost, a spirit, or anything like that. It's just a lot of negative energy. Question number four. Do ghost hunting apps work? And I would have to say no. I don't think that they work to the greatest effect or potential that they could have. But I will just say this, that I would rather you guys get actual paranormal investigating equipment than relying on these apps, because I just don't think they're really accurate. I think I had one experience with the ghost hunting app, and it just didn't really feel right to me. It didn't work the way I wanted it to. I think it was one of the boxes that do those channels, static energy things. I just didn't like it, and it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I personally will just go with the energy. I mean, the equipment that's made for this type of thing. So don't rely on technology like ghost hunting apps to help you out with this stuff, but get the actual equipment necessary to do the ghost communicating and ghost hunting things. Question number five. What can you do to attract ghosts? And I will never ever recommend you trying to attract a ghost or a spirit or entity, because you can end up with something malevolent and evil. So if you come in contact with a ghost or spirit or entity, just make sure you know which one it is to pursue a communication line of communication, and to pursue that thing, whatever it is. If it's a ghost, if it's entity, if it's spirit, just make sure you're doing it with caution, but don't try to attract those. Leave that for the professionals. Leave that to a psychic medium. Leave that to a person that knows what they're doing. So just leave it at that, okay? Question number six. What happens to ghosts when a haunted house burns down? And I believe what happens to a ghost or spirits that are residing in that home or that space, I think that they still stay on that property. They don't really go anywhere unless they attach themselves to that family that has resided in there. And I just think that they either stay there or catch themselves onto the next best thing, which is human beings, because we are made up of energy. Question 7. How do ghosts turn flashlights off and on? They do that with their magnetic energy, just like they can control electronics like TVs, radios, cell phones, things of that nature. They can do that with lights. And sometimes that's how some of them communicate, is with flickering lights and messages like candlelight. They can communicate with you between the flickers of the candles. So it just all depends on how powerful or how much energy is within that spirit or ghost or entity to be able to turn lights off and on their own. Question number 8. How to know between a good ghost, spirit, and demons? So my best way to explain this is how they feel. If it's heavy, if it's hard to breathe, if it's thick, if you feel a thickness in the air, I will presume that as an entity or a malevolent spirit trying to possess you. So just be wary of that. Be very, very wary of that. Be careful. And with good ghosts and spirits, I will say that they have a mission. They have a message that they want to get across to someone, a message to a loved one, a message to friends and family that they want to get across. So they will try to visit you with first through dreaming, first through daydreaming, through subtle messages like feathers or birds or numbers or anything that is kind of like repeating itself. Those are kind of messages that a spirit or ghost will go through at first, and not to the extreme, not to the appearing themselves, making themselves appear in front of you, or touching you, or coming in contact with you in the physical world. They will try to get to you through your subconscious first. Number 9, do you believe that there are aliens? And I personally wouldn't call them aliens. For generally speaking, yes, they are aliens, but I will say that I do believe that there is life on other planets that we have not discovered yet, and that there is life elsewhere in the universe, because this is a big, big universe. I think it's unrealistic to think that we're the only ones in the entire universe. So yes, I do believe there is aliens out there. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't call them aliens per se, but I think there is life out there somewhere else. Sometimes skeptics bend over backwards to make arguments against paranormal explanations. Are those skeptics just being irrational or more rational than true believers? I will never knock what people believe in. I believe everybody has a right to believe what they want. But I do personally think that skeptics try their best to debunk everything and try to explain away everything. And I just don't think that is realistic, because energy is very powerful. Spirits and ghosts are very much in existence. And I just think that they do try to bend over backwards to try to explain away everything. And I just don't think that is rational or correct in their approach. But like I said, you're more than welcome to believe what you want. I just personally believe that they do try to bend over backwards to explain away everything, when that is not the case. Where there's just sometimes you gotta step back and actually look at everything that's presented, and come up with your own conclusions. If you're a believer or a skeptic, it does not matter. Question 11. So, how much is a complete crap of those ghost hunting shows? I think 90% of those shows are crap, only because it looks like a lot of special effects like horror movies. But again, I will not defame or discredit anyone about what they do with their lives and their business or anything of that nature. I am a big fan of Ghost Adventures, and I just think that a lot of that stuff is for entertainment and not solid proof of the paranormal. But I love Zach Bagans. I love Aaron. I love everybody on the Ghost Hunter show. So, Ghost Adventure show. So I just take what I see on those shows with a grain of salt. I don't really believe everything that is presented to me in those shows, but you can come to your own conclusion with that. Question 12. Did you ever watch the movie Paranormal Activity? I have watched a couple of the ones in the beginning of those in that franchise, but I don't really like those. Those kind of the way they're shot is weird to me, so I personally don't like those movies. I do, however, love horror movies based on real life events or paranormal activity. I love those kind of movies, like the Annabelle movies or the Conjuring movies. I love those kind of movies. But it's just the way that the paranormal activity movies are shot is what I don't like. Question 13. Are mental powers like telepathy, telekinesis, clairvoyance, etc. real things? Yes, they are very much real. It's just a lot of us don't have access to our brains of that captivity to use those abilities. But I think with practice and meditation and to dive into your consciousness and to be more aware of things and to open up your third eye, you will be able to gain access to so many different kind of abilities. So yes, to that question, I believe those type of powers are real. Question 14. What's the difference between a psychic and medium? The difference between a psychic and a medium is that a psychic does predictions and fortune telling and things of that nature, and a medium is a person that communicates with the dead and has connection to the spirit world and of that nature. So that's what I think the difference is between a psychic and a medium. Because I'm a psychic medium, but I'm not a psychic medium to where I can predict the future I don't do fortune telling readings or anything like that. I always tell clients I don't do predictions. I don't tell your future. The closest I will do to telling you your future is through tarot readings, and 95% of those readings are more situation based and not future predictions. Number 15, and this is the last question. This will just be part one, and I will do a second half at a later date, but I just want to get this part out of the way today for you guys so I can put up something new for you guys and we can start a dialogue and converse with each other and talk about this. So, 15th, 15th and final question. Have I used a Ouija board? No, I have not. I'm very cautious of those Ouija boards. I truly believe those boards open up gateways and portals to things that we shouldn't. I believe a lot of entities use those boards to manipulate humans, and I just don't trust them. Those, like I said, those boards open up a lot of gateways and portals that are very, 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 very hard to close. So I will highly recommend you not messing with Ouija boards unless you have experience with them, unless you know exactly what you're doing with a Ouija board. I personally will never ever touch one of those boards. I do like using like Ouija board designs as decor, but other than that, I will never mess with Ouija boards at all. But yes, that was the 15th and final question for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below. I would love to get a dialogue going with you guys. I would love to continue this conversation. If you have more questions you want me to add into part two, please put them in the comments. I do have 15 more questions to answer for a second video. If you want more information about any of these questions I did answer, if you have any of your own input on anything I said today, please put everything in the comments. Please stay respectful to each other in the comments, to myself. And I'm going to end this video right here. Love and light to you guys all, and have a great day. Bye.